hunt hungry.
Yeah. So here's another great debate, and it's back to, again, weather questions.
Okay. And
this question stems from, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, there's guys like Whitetail, what's his name? Whitetail Environment. I can't think of his name. Anyway, got a YouTube channel. But he talks about don't hunt all the time. Just hunt when everything lines up. Everything's perfect. You know, the cold front, the wind's right. Yada. You know, just everything has to line up. And then he may only hunt like 3 or 4 or 5 times a year. He kills deer on those. And of course, I've tried to tell my hunting buddy, like, hey, what about this? We need to look at this. And that's the only time we hunt. I just remember he said, now the time we hunt is called Saturday and Sunday. Because we're working. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what happens on Tuesday and Wednesday. Like, we go on Saturday, Sunday. So if you're looking at like the front, as the front moves across the state, do you want to be before it, during it, or after it?
So I'm going to give the very basic answer before I start talking. Whoever's listening to this, if you like hunting, you go hunting whenever you want. Enjoy your time. Go when you can, because, man, it just doesn't get no better. If you ask me, if you work all week, go on Saturday and Sunday. If you have the liberty to take some time off and you're able to go hunting, there is nothing wrong with paying attention to the weather, because I do feel like it will increase your chances of seeing deer while you're hunting. From a weather perspective, when it comes to impacting deer movement, the great debate is, do you hunt before the front? Do you hunt after the front? Do you hunt all of it? I'm going to answer this in 2 parts. Okay. When it comes to a front moving in, we're all in Arkansas here. So let's say we've got a storm system that's about to pass through the region. And, obviously we've got a low pressure system with an attached cold front. So we know the frontal passage is coming from Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, whatever. The wind switch is likely out of the northwest post cold front. But before the cold front gets here, generally, we'll just say we're in October or early October. And the temperature is 83 degrees outside. It's hot. We've got a southeast or a southwest wind before the front gets here. When that front moves through and the frontal passage occurs, your wind's immediately likely going to switch to the northwest. I'm going to be hunting for sure post cold front. I truly feel like deer move more when the temperatures are closer to average or below average rather than above average. That doesn't mean they don't move. Deer move every day. They move every single day. They feed every single day. But the odds of you getting more miles out of the deer are higher when the temperatures are at or below average. I truly feel like they're a lot like us, man. When it's nice outside, they're more apt to move. I feel like I'm getting off on a tangent here, but generally when we have a cold front in the simplest of terms is replacing one air mass with another that's colder. So I feel like we really get all up in arms about these fronts, let's just say in early fall. I know I do. If we have that good first strong front coming in, man, it's the thing of dreams. Deer are going to be moving more after the front. Now, but then you could argue another fact. I think I saw, we were wanting to talk about maybe some pressure stuff.
Yeah.
I'll also say that I do feel like when the pressure starts falling because of an approaching system, deer aren't dumb. They know that. They can register that like humans do. And I do feel like deer might be more apt to move if they notice that pressure falling. But I still feel like it's less apt for them to move before the front and wind switch gets here because it's generally warmer, hot. Now, if it's in the wintertime, brother, that might not be the same case when it's 50 degrees outside. I noticed last January, I ran cell cameras on some public land local to this area because I wanted to kind of do a survey of deer in the area. And we got a bunch of snow here in January, brother, here in West Arkansas. We had like 10 inches. Prior to that storm getting here, mind you, it's January, it's still going to be cold. There was a ton of movement prior to that storm getting here. The day before, dude, there was deer everywhere on my cameras on public land, feeding like crazy. I'd put them on a bunch of food plots. When the storm got here, snowed like crazy, snow thick on the ground for 2 or 3 days. I hardly saw any deer movement whatsoever. I'm guessing they probably stuck close to their beds, fed on native browse, and that's it. But man, 2 days after the snow started to melt, high pressure had built in, still cold, but warming up a little bit, sunny skies. The deer were moving like crazy in the middle of the day when it was warm. I'm talking warm as in like 32 degrees. It had been like 20. So I felt like it really just depends on the attached conditions. Not all cold fronts are made equal. So not all northwesterly winds are made equal. Sometimes your northwest winds, even in the fall, may only be a 5 or 6 degree temperature drop. It's not always that 10 or 15 we love to see. But just my personal opinion, yeah, man, I'm going to be in the stand that next morning post cold front, especially if that front, this is just my opinion too. I feel like the best deer hunting out there is when we get a front that hits late in the evening, like well after dark, maybe closer to 9, 10, 11 o'clock. And that allows the front to move through. Maybe if there's rain attached to that, rain and showers and storms. And by 6 or 7 a.m., 8 a.m., we're clearing out. Maybe we wake up with some sunshine, but the wind's out of the northwest and it's 15 degrees colder than what it was the day before. Bro, the deer are going to be on their feet.